Hello friends, Father Marcus here again. Today I want to take a look at the art, sculpture, and the architecture of Mesopotamia, but primarily in the Neo-Assyrian and Neo-Babylonian or Chaldean periods, which really began to emerge around 1500 BC. Some of those well-known art of the region comes from the Neo-Assyrian period, which lasted from around 911 BC to 609 BC, when the empire fell and was succeeded by the Neo-Babylonians. Now, the Neo-Assyrian Empire was able to conquer all of Mesopotamia as well as other lands that surrounded Mesopotamia, including the northern Jewish kingdom of Israel in 721 BC. This brought great wealth to the empire, more than was ever seen before, leading to great pieces of art, sculpture, and architecture throughout the palaces and public areas of the empire. Some scholars note that part of the inspiration for these great works was an attempt to match the works of Egypt. Now, most of the pieces during this time period portray mostly animal forms, such as horses, lions, and bulls. There are also depictions of great battles that took place as the Neo-Assyrians conquered various lands and wanted to remember those battles. Probably the most recognizable art during this time was found in the gateways of palaces. The lamassu, which was usually half man, half animal, and it's believed that things like this lamassu and other sculptures of other beasts kind of had some influence on ancient Greek art in the future. Around 626 BC rose the Neo-Babylonian period, which also produced some of the most famous art known around the world as well. The Ishtar Gate, which was the main entrance into the city of Babylon, was built around 575 BC by Nebuchadnezzar II, who in 597 BC conquered the southern Jewish kingdom of Judea. So again, we have in 721 BC the northern half of the kingdom of Israel is conquered by the Assyrians, and in the south you have the kingdom of Judea, which was conquered in 597 BC by the Chaldeans. The gate was built, back to the Ishtar Gate, the big gate was built with glazed brick, which is why most of the gate today still retains most of its magnificent colors. The gate was part of a series of gates throughout the city, which is why many museums throughout the world contain different sections of the gate and the wall. Mesopotamia is also known for its ziggurats, which were the most imposing building in any major city you would go to back in the day. They were usually built on a man-made hill. They were usually large, huge steps which would lead up to the mound. And on top of that mound was a huge temple built at the top. The Neo-Babylonians attempted to revive their ancient culture, and we see this in their works, right? And it's apparent in the works that survive today. They try to go back to those old days, even previous. It's already ancient enough, but they go back to those old days from before, and they try to revive that in their cultures, in their works. Even after the fall of the Neo-Babylonians to the Persians had a much simpler art form, much simpler works. Neo-Babylonian art, as well as Greek art, really began to influence Persian art, and even art in the kingdoms and empires that succeeded the Persians in the region. I think it's incredibly interesting and important to learn about the art, architecture, and the sculptures of Mesopotamia in the biblical period, mostly to get a better idea of what the world was like during the time of the Old Testament. We are incredibly lucky to have many of these great works survive thousands of years for us to study and enjoy today, giving us a better idea and a glimpse into the past.